Have you been working a sales job for the last 10 or 20 years? Maybe you're in pharma or telecommunications or medical device sales, and you're waking up just so tired of the grind. And you're like, I want control. I want to make more money. I see what kind of top line revenue I'm driving for this company compared to the puny little commissions they're paying me. I want to make more money. I want to own my own business. And so you start thinking about a franchise and you start naturally leaning toward brick and mortar franchises. Okay, so if that's you, this video is for you. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. My name is Kim Daly. I'm a franchise consultant. And for the last 20 years, I have been helping people explore franchise opportunities by matching their background, interests, skills, and goals to some of the best franchise opportunities out there today. So if you get inspired by this video and you are ready to begin your journey and you want Kim Daly to help you, please stay to the end of the video and I will share how you could be my next candidate. Okay, so you're a salesperson. You've been grinding it out for somebody else. You're waking up to the reality that you're making somebody else a lot of money. And you're like, I want to make all of that money for myself. So you start thinking about a franchise, but you naturally start looking at brick and mortar type businesses. Why would you ever do that? I'm just kidding. I know why you're doing it because everybody thinks that franchising is brick and mortar, right? Typically, we only think about food and retail when we think about franchising. But there's this whole other world over here that doesn't require all of the build out costs, the ongoing fixed costs that brick and mortar costs. These are my non-brick and mortar businesses, which are going to include the word sales. But here's the thing. Whether you have a brick and mortar business or you have a non-brick and mortar business, all business ownership is about sales. All business ownership is about finding customers. So we have to take that kind of piece out of the equation. I know a lot of people who have sold for other people. They think about business ownership and they're like, I don't want to sell anything ever again. I want to open a brick and mortar location because people are going to come to me. And I get that. But my question to you is, so, okay, you open that brick and mortar location. What are you going to do when you have $20,000 or $30,000 a month in fixed expenses and nobody's walking through the door? What are you going to do then? That's a place that people don't go to, but I'm going to make you go there when you come to me asking for brick and mortar, especially because you have the key skill that drives the most success in a business, which is understanding prospecting and driving revenue through a sales process. This is a skill set that I wish every single business owner possessed, but so many people don't. And silly for them, even as business owners, they're not willing to go get a business coach and improve on their sales processes. And that's why there's a lot of people spinning their wheels that are not making the kind of money they want to make, but that's for an entirely different video. In this video, I want to talk to you about why, as your franchise consultant, I would highly encourage you to at least consider exploring some of these non-brick and mortar businesses because you have all of that amazing skill set that you can immediately apply. Right? If you're a salesperson, listen, you can sell anything, right? So the franchisor can teach you the widget. They can teach you the positioning of the product or service into their customer avatar. But it's harder to teach how to sell. It's harder to teach how to come back from a no. It's harder to teach how to wake up and show up with the energy that you need to go and drive that activity. Now, that may be the very reason that you're like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be the one driving all that activity. I want to stand behind a brand. And I get that. But over here in brick and mortar, there are challenges too. Everybody thinks the grass is always greener until you get in there and then you realize, oh, wow. So over here in brick and mortar, yes, you're going to pay for the construction costs, which are going to be significant. You're going to have ongoing fixed expenses just to keep your doors open, whether people are coming in or not. So that's a whole new challenge that in the non-brick and mortar world, often we don't have. We don't have those big startup costs because we're not building anything out typically. And we don't usually have really high fixed costs because in most of these non-brick and mortar businesses, you're really not taking on expenses unless you have a customer. So think about that. When you're lying in bed at 2 a.m. in the morning worried about your business, which one creates bigger hardship? Trust me, it's the one with the higher fixed costs and nobody walking through the door. Now, those are not problems that you can't learn to solve for, but they are problems in and of themselves. And that's why I want to make this video for you. Because might it be a good thing while we're casting a net and exploring opportunities to cast a net around both so that you can compare and contrast the pros and cons of each? I'm not saying that non-brick and mortar is better than brick and mortar. What I'm saying is it's good to have an open mind and to explore all of the potential ideas that match the goals that you have. Oftentimes, if you've been in a sales role, and especially if you've been successful and you've done it for a long time, you may be worth a lot of money in that corporate job. You may be used to making a lot of money. And so leaving that behind to go start a business creates a gap. How do you bridge that gap? That's the biggest problem with leaving a corporate job and starting a franchise business. Well, if you have to wait, let's say 6 months or 8 months or a year to find the right location and then construct that store and get that store open, how do you support yourself during that ramp up period? When you don't have all of that ramp up period over here in the non-brick and mortar option, from signing to opening can be a lot faster. You could be on your way to building a very good cash flowing business in the same time it took you just to find a lease over here in brick and mortar. So it depends what your goals are and the time frame in which you have to get this thing up and going, and then the kind of return potential you're looking for. All of these things can be achieved through either option, but they're going to look very different. And that's what a good franchise consultant is going to do for you, is challenge your thoughts, not just meet you where you are, but challenge you a little bit and then help you to open your mind and cast a net. So I'm never going to talk you into anything, but I am going to talk you through it. And I'm certainly going to challenge you, especially if you have this amazing skill set that could wake up and show up and drive a sales-driven business. And you could do that through a team of people. It doesn't have to be you. Right? So you have that skill set, but then you're telling me you don't want to use it. I am definitely going to try to challenge you to say, hold on a minute. I would like you to go build some pro formas in those types of businesses that match those skills and compare that to brick and mortar. And if you still pick brick and mortar, God bless you, more power to you. But at least you're going to look at Kim Daly and respect the process that I've given to you, because you're going to feel very confident about that final decision. And ultimately, as your franchise consultant, that's all I want for you, right? It doesn't matter to me what business you ultimately choose. I want you to feel satisfied that you've done a thorough discovery process, that you've moved every rock in the garden, if you will, right? That you've thought about all these different things. And so that's why even if you come to me saying, hey, I love the gym, I want to own a gym franchise, I'm going to say, really? Like, let's cast a wider net. What is in there about that gym environment? It's upbeat, it's life-giving, you're helping people. Well, what can we extrapolate? Well, can we extrapolate those characteristics and then apply that to other types of businesses that also have those same characteristics, where you could walk into that environment and feel as passionate, but maybe this would allow you to keep the gym as your hobby and your passion and your business as your business. So there's many different ways to find the perfect business. What I want you to feel is when you work with Kim Daly, I'm going to listen to you and I'm going to challenge you. I want to help you cast a wide net around all types of options so that you can dot every I and cross every T and ultimately feel confident in the final decision you're making, whether it's to end up in the non-brick and mortar business because you saw the light that Kim Daly was trying to shine in that dark spot, or whether it's to say, nanny boo-boo, Kim Daly, I did what you asked, but I still ended up picking the brick and mortar business. I would love to be wrong, but I would be happy for you because I knew that you thoroughly thought through this and checked off the non-brick and mortar business for specific reasons, not because you thought it was going to be easier than brick and mortar. So if you've enjoyed this video and you are ready to let Kim Daly help you find the perfect franchise, please follow the link in the description right now. I can't wait to meet you. Thank you so much for watching the video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.